Yeah, how's it going, everybody? I'm about to play a game that, honestly, I think we all kind of stopped playing after it came out. I'm going to be doing some XDefiant today. With the news that XDefiant was shut down all the way back in either November or December, whenever XDefiant came out, I felt that this was going to be a thing that happened to it pretty quickly. I didn't expect its lifespan to be as short as it was. Today, I'm just going to be playing XDefiant in its last couple weeks and see, did this game deserve the death that it had? So yeah, I'm just gonna be playing some XDefiant today, seeing what's up. I felt like the writing was on the wall from the jump with its death. The Call of Duty community touted this as the game that was gonna kill Call of Duty. Call of Duty was gonna be fucking dead after this came out. But I think we got overhyped and thought that this game was going to be something that it wasn't. Like, yeah, XDefiant was shooting shots at Activision saying, like, yeah, we don't got SBMM like the fucking Call of Duty games. Was that really what they should have done as compared to just making a game that would replace Call of Duty, but not like directly? Like, it could have been like the own thing, like how people are playing like Marvel Rivals, Siege, just anything else, like just something different, because I feel like we need something that isn't exactly Call of Duty. We need something different to kind of take it. Since we're in the last few weeks of XDefiant, the game actually hit everyone with an unlock all, because at this point you're not gonna get everything. There's only a couple weeks left, so you get literally everything. So we got all the people from the seasons that were meant to come later on that, as we now know, are not going to be coming. So we got like the Assassins, the Wolves, Omega Force. I really forgot what everybody does in this game, so this is going to be interesting. I really want to see the GS Commando though, because I play Siege so much. We got Blix Shield, the Shockwire, the 8, alright, whatever. Like I said, everything's pretty much maxed out now. Like, if I go to my AK that's only level 34, they did unlock all the skins, like the mastery camos. This says it's locked, but if I go down here, you can see like I can put on Pyroclastic, which is like the highest mastery camo in this game. Yeah, it feels a little sad seeing this game be in this state, knowing that it really did not have a lifespan at all. We overhyped the fuck out of this, and I guess it paid the price because nobody stuck through. They literally unlocked all to the point that this skin, I think I'm playing the right way, it says temporary. This wasn't even meant to be out, but I guess it is now. I feel like there were a lot of reasons that could have led to this game dying that I guess I'll have to touch on while I'm talking. Just see, what's like a weird... The Thompson is apparently a P90. Alright, I don't know what the fuck that's about. I guess we're playing Rockefeller Hotshot. I don't know what Hotshot is, but we'll catch it. We'll see what the vibe is. Let's hit the Assassins, because they sounded good. I'm gonna go Eagle Vision Assassin. And I guess I'm gonna do the Thompson, because this wasn't a gun in the game whenever I was originally playing it. So this is gonna be fun to look at. With XDefiant's death, I feel like part of that really was to the community, because we got so excited to have a game that wasn't Call of Duty that why the fuck is my game in Arabic? I really have no idea. I think part of this game's death was because as a community we got so excited thinking that this was going to be the Call of Duty killer. While the game kind of did poise sometimes as wanting to be a Call of Duty, a response to Call of Duty, I feel like that was not the right move. This game really does have like a difference between it and Call of Duty, which I feel we kind of overlooked in the hype of just having something that wasn't COD, but made by Mark Rubin that could potentially be like COD. And I think that's like the biggest shortcoming. It wasn't even necessarily the devs causing the death of their game. It was us as a community not thinking about it the right way. We really came at it sideways and just made up something that wasn't meant to be there. Yeah, that was one of the biggest things I feel was the issue with XDefiant, was just us misunderstanding it. There was also business decisions that caused this game to end up the way it did. If I recall, Ubisoft has lost like 80% of their market value in recent years since XDefiant came out, which is an absolutely massive loss for a company the size of Ubisoft to take. Whatever their initial market value was is just simply not there anymore. So that really strained the ability for work to be done on this game due to the fact that there just wasn't money to keep that going. I think that might have been one of the issues that really held this game back. There was also issues, the way that the development cycle even worked for this game. Not the development cycle, but like the way that the developers were on this game. Because there was a lot of like talk about the boys club, I think it was called, working on XDefiant, which were just people that were working together that did not have good synergy to the point that it was kind of in the vein of workplace harassment. I think I don't really want to completely say that was what happened because like I wasn't really following that. I really have no idea. That was something that did happen within the developers for XDefiant. So having like a toxic workplace environment might have actually set this back as well, considering the fact that like you're probably not going to have a good time working on a game if you have a negative work environment, which was apparently part of the issue with this game. Call of Duty has had parts in their history where that has also been a thing with like workplace harassment and sexual harassment and stuff like that. I feel like most of us can infer that that's something that would negatively impact the game as a whole. I'm really not sure what I'm doing right now with this ability. I don't know what the fuck this is. What do I... Okay, there we go. Let's go to the AA-12, because I kind of want to get a feel of all the guns on this game, because I remember actually using a variety of weapons in this game. I actually did like the way this game felt on a controller, because I remember this game had a lot of hit reg issues at the beginning. Like within the first couple months, whenever I played it and a lot of people were playing it, the hit reg on this game really held it back. It just didn't feel good. The only way I could find a way to actually make this game feel good was on a controller. So, lo and behold, I'm on controller this time. But some things about this game I feel really did change the way I think about the COD killers. Because you could claim that this could have been a COD killer, but one of the things that I think about it is that it's not completely like COD, so I don't know how you could give it COD killer status when that's just not what this game is. We all were completely blind to that. We just wanted something to replace MW3 or MW2. Can't remember which game this came out with, but one of the Modern Warfare games, the fucking follow-up MW2 or the fucking $60 DLC MW3. I feel like something happened with Call of Duty in that year that was kind of like a Hail Mary that kind of helped, which was that MW3, the new one, actually had kind of good player retention. I know, despite like what Blame Truth and Nero Cinema say about that game, how it was losing player numbers, it is not. It wasn't as negative in player growth as Black Ops 6 is. I don't know where I'm actually taking that. But MW3 had good player retention because it was the first Call of Duty game in a long while where you could actually get it on sale for a decent price within the year that that game came out. Or, well, within, like, the gameplay year that it came out, like, the end of 2023 to 2024. Or whatever the fuck it was. I don't remember when that game came out. But it was the first time where you could actually get a Call of Duty at a decent price. Apparently I have stick drift already. That's fucking insane. I'm on a new 360 controller, so I don't know how the fuck that happened, but yeah, I think part of what hurt XDefiant was that the new MW3 wasn't actually considered bad. Or, well, it was considered bad. It was like a $60 DLC that harped on the nostalgia of having the original MW2 maps in it, being almost like a fake remaster of MW2. Sledgehammer Games kind of knew how to do player retention on that game due to the fact that they actually gave you stuff to do every couple weeks. It's not like Black Ops 6 where like as soon as you get mastery camo, you're like, alright, well I'm done. I don't know what the fuck else to do. In new MW3, what you could do was you could actually get what were essentially mastery camos from doing challenges every week. Like there was always something cool to do that kept you coming back. Even whenever you thought like, I think I'm gonna quit MW2 this week, if you forgot to uninstall it, you'd get on and see the engagement date of like a new camo that was animated and cool to get. And you'd be like, alright, well I guess I'll stick this one out and get that, I guess. And I think that's part of what hurt XDefiant a little bit, was that engagement on XDefiant was done as a long game type thing, where, what the fuck, I don't know, that guy just tried to suicide bomb me. XDefiant's engagement was completely based off of how long it would take for you to get your mastery camos and shit. Like, mastery camos in this game, like getting gold and everything, takes literally forever because of how high the XP requirements were. On something like MW3, you didn't have to do shit. You could just straight get on, get something good, and dip. Like, you didn't have to actually do any of the grinds. And even the normal mastery grind was easy. It was only like 4 fucking camos that you had to get. I don't know how much it was, but it wasn't a lot of shit that you had to do to actually get gold and then subsequent mastery camos. Like, it just really didn't need a lot. This match is going absolutely horrible for me, by the way. I'm like 5 and 13. Yeah, I feel like player retention through unlocks was a big thing that held XDefiant back because it felt like you weren't doing much. It just felt like you were playing a shooter game that was like Call of Duty. Something else that I feel could potentially be issue with XDefiant was the talk of having no SBMM, to the point that that was like almost the only selling point to this game that Call of Duty players had. It was like, this doesn't have skill-based matchmaking, it's gonna be good because of that. And just because a game doesn't factor your skill into the matchmaking doesn't mean it's going to like be good or like keep the player longevity. You have to actually have a good game alongside that for no skill-based matchmaking to mean something. I don't mean to say that this game was bad, but it almost had a cheap feel in a sense. Yeah, the whole harping on the fact that there's no SBMM really doesn't feel like it helped, because like, is that it? Is that all you have to offer us as players, is that we're not going to have skill-based matchmaking? I feel like SBMM is the type of thing where it's not something you can completely get rid of, but you should tone it back a fuck ton so that the game doesn't feel like you're constantly playing a ranked match. Because sometimes on XDefiant, you'd have complete stomp games. I mean, in Call of Duty, we all hate getting stomped as well, but I feel like getting stomped in XDefiant also hurt it a little bit, because the retention on this game was already weird, considering the fact nobody really wanted to stick through it all the way through unless you were like Blame Truth or somebody. I don't know how to word that right, but you could probably infer that maybe the game needed something, not like a whole like Call of Duty skill-based matchmaking, like every game has to be exactly balanced perfectly type thing. Like, that would not have worked for this game. I don't think that would have helped at all. Maybe something to kind of help the newer players. I think there was a mode for newer players where if you were under a certain level, you could get into a mosh pit of only people that were in your lower level. That doesn't help you once you hit like level 25 or so and you're only able to play against other people. It might make it feel a little hard to kind of get used to. And like back in the old Call of Duty games, you got stomped until you got better. That's how it was, and that's how gaming was, and that's like the fun of it. But in the modern era, where people have such short attention spans and they're so quick to just fucking book it, move the fuck on, I feel like something needs to be done to try to keep the actual retention in the game. I want to say it might have helped a little bit, but I know what I'm saying right now is basically announced. This is like if I got on my fucking channel and I was like, yeah, I just joined a terrorist group, everyone would be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I feel like that's kind of the reaction that I'm going to get from saying that about maybe SBMM needing a little touch. I don't know. It might have not been the right answer to begin with, just because of how the game is. Why do I have, like, quintuple lightweight marathon on this class? Like, what is this? Oh, he has it too. What the fuck is going on? Now that I talked about some of the reasons I think XDefiant may have been impacted and didn't get the life it should have had, I feel like I should just kind of play the game and talk about the game now, because I kind of just pulled everything that I've been saying out of my ass. Like, at the end of the day... What the fuck? Why that? What? How did that guy just suicide bomb me again? I don't know what the fuck these abilities are. Whoa, whoa, my aim is so fucking bad. I don't know what that was. Alright, there we go. I actually got the kill now. Oh shit, I'm gonna die. These guys keep like blowing up into fire and like lighting me the fuck up. I don't know what that ability is, but I do not agree with it. Dude, it happened again. Is this actually, like, the game mode, or is that an ability? Really have no idea. I'm gonna need, like, some actual XDefiant players to hop in the comments and tell me what's good about this, because I don't know. At the end of the day, I think XDefiant isn't even a bad game. Like, it's not... We could have easily had a worse game as a response to Call of Duty, but there were just some things about this that may have held it back, because this wasn't bad by any means. It just didn't stick. That was the biggest issue, is that I feel like everyone that played it didn't actually stick it out. I don't know anybody that actually stuck through playing this until the announcement that it was going to end. And Ubisoft, I feel like Ubisoft plays a lot in the death of this game, because now, 2025, now that the game's being sunset, they did this thing where you actually can't get the game on a new account. So even if you If you didn't have this before and you want to get it now, you can't. Like, you're gonna have to ask somebody else that had XDefiant before it was getting sunset to let you use their account. You don't have the ability to just go on Ubisoft Connect and hit download game. You can't do that. You have to actually have it in your game library claimed as something you have to be allowed to re-download this game. So Ubisoft kind of did some bullshit. They were like, they don't even want this game to be able to have the possibility of being revived. They know in like the last couple months people might have started picking it up and playing it a little bit more just because, like, you know, some people might have missed it. They might want to see it before it shuts down. But Ubisoft really did not want that to be a possibility for this game. Yeah, you can't get this shit unless you already played it, which kind of relegates the game to only being people that already played it. And I think that's a big issue. I really feel like Ubisoft should have not done that. That's a real dick move. This game could have easily had a comeback, assuming people enjoyed it, but I'm assuming the way that they handled this was that they knew 100% they wanted to end this game. They did not want any chance of this ever being a thing that they might potentially have backlash for not supporting. So they were like, yeah, let's just fucking stop new people from ever playing this shit. And that's a bad move. Especially considering Ubisoft is a company that's like in the financial shitter. The only games that are actually doing good for Ubisoft is like Siege. And Siege doesn't make a lot of money. It's literally about to become a free game. Ubisoft has been having a bad past 5 years though, just because like nobody really wants their games anymore. And I think it's just down to not anything new happening. Like, do you really want to buy Assassin's Creed 12 or Star Wars FPS game 8? No, you already probably have, like, at least 2 or 3 of those games already, so why would you want to get the new one that might not even be that great because it was made on a crunch with not as much money as the previous games? So nobody's gonna buy the new shit. And I know there was also some, like, political bullshit going on where people were like, oh, don't get the new Assassin's Creed because you're black in Japan. And it's like, man, I think people would have actually looked past that if the game was just fucking good. Like, I don't know if the new Assassin's Creed games were good. They might be. We're just so disillusioned with Ubisoft making the same thing over and over, and it's just not really that innovative. I feel like that's part of the reason why people aren't playing their games and putting money into their company. And it's not really like a political type thing like Twitter will want you to think it is. I did notice on this map though, this must be one of the new maps that got not finished because this guy's literally in a glitch spot, I think. I'm not entirely sure if up here is actually meant to be an intended place. Like, I'm not sure if you're actually meant to be up there. It really doesn't feel like it. I don't know, there's nothing we can really do as the players. Like, yeah, you can speak with your wallets, but our wallets already spoke with XDefiant. This game was free. And part of it, revenue source, was selling skins. And people just aren't into buying skins on games that they don't feel like they're gonna stick out like this. We kind of spoke with our wallets about this game not being it. And there's nothing we can really do about it. It's just gonna die. Sometimes you're just powerless in life, especially against companies and shit. Sometimes it just doesn't work. And you just gotta move on. I feel like with the Call of Duty community, we just have to hope that something actually good comes to rival Call of Duty. Call of Duty has kind of shown at this point that they don't really have it in them to do a good game. Because Black Ops 6 was almost it, and it died because they fucking made sure to keep it boring as fuck. It's more of a somber type thing, thinking about it. Not even, like, in the thought of, like, oh, us gamers are getting gypped, but, like, the team that worked on this game worked on it for so long, for it to only get, like, a year and a half of lifespan, which I feel like that has to be the worst feeling ever as somebody that is a game dev, pouring literally years of effort into making a game for it to just be killed. No fucking longevity, just your work meant nothing. Maybe it's just because I'm an adult, I feel like I kind of feel for the people that worked on the game more than us gamers. I really don't know where to end this video. Thank you for watching, I guess. If you have XDefiant claimed on your account, you honestly might as well download it for a game or two because, quite honestly, there's only 3 weeks left. We 100% know that's not going to get extended. This game's going to have the plug pulled as soon as that day hits, so if you're in XDefiant and you had it, download it and play it for the last time because this is literally your chance to do it. You're not gonna have a follow-up anymore. Yeah, I don't really know how to put it. Thank you for watching. I appreciate everybody. And yeah, I think I'm peacing out now.